If you are a swimmer who is currently thinking to switch to water polo, or you are a swimmer who just turned into a new water polo player, this video is perfect for you. So if you are swimming right now, or if you were swimming until recently, it means that you have a good head start in water polo. Still, it doesn't mean that you know anything about that sport, because swimming and water polo are completely different. Where your advantage is coming in the story: better water feel, so you understand how you behave in the water, you feel more confident, and it's way easier for you to spend time in the water. And then the next part is you have better technique. You already know how to do freestyle, probably already know how to do breaststroke kicks. Egg beater is going to be way easier for you than for some people from the other sports. And then you have good aerobic foundation, because you were swimming enough that you developed that part, and it really helps in water polo. And at the end of the day, you just feel very comfortable in the water, because both swimming and water polo are playing in the water. So these are the difference between you as a swimmer and, for example, a basketball player. Basketball player doesn't have any of those that we listed. But the key part is that even if you are a swimmer or if you are a basketball player, you are starting at the same spot. The difference between swimmers and the basketball players is that swimmers will make progress faster, because it will be easier to pick up on the body position, it will be easier to pick up on the defensive position if you already know some swimming from before, rather than, for example, being a basketball player. But still, the first practice, the very first water polo practice, is going to be completely the same for both swimmers and basketball players. So let's see now what are the biggest differences. First of all, as a swimmer, your heart rate when you're swimming different laps and competitions, your heart rate is pretty much constant. I'm not saying that it's not high, but it's constant. Even if it arrives to 160, 180, you keep it at that point for some time. Water polo is very different. Your heart rate goes to 200, then goes to 120, then again goes to 200, and again back to 120. All of that in less than 1 minute. That is the biggest difference between the athletic preparation for the water polo players and for the swimmers, and that's going to be the biggest difference for you. The next part is going to be body position. You have shooting, passing, defensive body position, different parts of the offensive body positions, and all of them are completely different from anything you did in the swimming, because you didn't have any vertical position when you were swimming. So whenever you're shooting, whenever you're passing, you're vertical, your legs are underneath you, you're supposed to be egg beating and doing all of the different movements. Again, as a swimmer, you will make a faster progress in those things, but still you need to stay humble, understand that you don't know it, and slowly go into those parts, and pieces are going to come together, and it's going to be way easier for you to make the full picture way faster than someone coming from the other sport, but still come with the thought process that you don't know anything about that. And the next part is contact and pressure. Of course, in swimming, we don't have anyone grabbing our speedo or costume and trying to turn us or trying to put us under the water. All of those parts are part of the water polo, but not part of the swimming. And that adds up on these different heart rates that are going up and down. Because if you're just swimming freestyle and your heart rate is 100, and then out of nowhere you get in a duel with a player where you're pushing against each other trying to get the ball, that really increases the heart rate really fast, and it's completely different preparation for that, because your heart rate goes up and down all the time. And by the time when you're playing water polo, you need to be more and more comfortable with the contact and the pressure from other players. And when you just join, the first things that you'll be learning in water polo: ball handling, of course, passing, shooting, and at the end, game decisions. So starting from the scratch, you will need to master the fundamentals as everyone else, but for you as a swimmer will be a little bit easier to adapt if you arrive without a big ego. You're just humble, you understand that you don't know anything and you want to learn, and you will be learning way faster than anyone coming from any of the other sports. But still, you need to start from the scratch as everyone else. As you're going into the game, when you master those fundamentals, then you will be understanding the game decisions. So in the game decisions, in the game IQ of water polo, you don't have any advantage as a swimmer. There is not even one thing that is improving your game IQ if you're a swimmer, that is improving your game IQ in the water polo. But what you will have advantage in is when you're playing the game, because of your aerobic foundation, because of your comfort in the water, you will be able to see the game way clearer than people from any other sport. So anyone coming from different sport, when they come in the first game, they're not comfortable being in the water, they're being too tired, everything is becoming to be too blurry. But for you as a swimmer, you understand how it is in the water, you are ready, you're athletic enough to be able to be conscious of the situations that are happening, and this is your advantage, where your game IQ will be improving again faster than the IQ from anyone from different sports, but still you will be starting at the same position. So your transition plan, of course, you already have the swim base, you already have that foundation, that's a prerequisite to play water polo. The next part for you will be mastering the egg beater, which should be fairly easy depending on your swimming experience, but you had probably a lot of drills that are involving, at least for some time, the egg beater or similar movement, which is a breaststroke kick. So just by understanding the consciousness of movement of your legs, you will be easily switch to the egg beater. And then of course the ball skills are going to arrive later on, not much after the egg beater, but in those ball skills, again, you're a beginner, but the progress for you will be faster because you are again comfortable in the water, you are ready enough to handle the challenges and the pressure and the tiredness of the water polo as a sport. But still you need to arrive with a humble ego and be eager to learn and understand that you don't know any of those. And then as you're playing, as you're getting more scrimmages, as you're getting more games, those game intervals are going to be the next adaptation for you. That your heart rate goes super high to lower, and then again to super high, and then again to low in less than a minute. And that in the duration of the whole game, it's completely different preparation for this kind of the games and competitions than in the swimming. So it will be a completely different thing for you, but you will get used to it. And the last part will be game IQ, where again, there is nothing in swimming that is improving directly the game IQ of water polo, but what helps you much more than any of the other sports is that you are going to be able to be conscious during the game without being tired, without being uncomfortable in the water. You'll be conscious what's happening around you, and you will be able to soak up all of the game situations from the clear mind much more than any people from any of the other sports, because it is completely new movement for them, completely new environment, and for you on the other side it's not. So there is nothing that directly improves your game IQ from swimming to water polo, but that consciousness and the clear mind that you will be able to have in the duration of the water polo game will help you to improve your game IQ much faster than any of the other sports in water polo.